Have you ever noticed how some men lose respect, not because of their failures, but because of the way they talk about their lives? Two men can face the same problems, same job stress, same heartbreak, same rejection, but one grows stronger, while the other becomes bitter, angry, and stuck. The difference is not luck. The difference is mindset, and mindset is revealed through words. The Stoics believed that language is a mirror of the soul. What you repeatedly say becomes what you repeatedly think, and what you repeatedly think becomes who you are. This is why careless phrases are not just words. They are confessions of weakness, often spoken without awareness. A man might look confident on the outside, but one sentence can expose fear, ego, entitlement, and lack of self-control. Most men think stupidity comes from low intelligence, but Stoic philosophy teaches something deeper. True stupidity is living without self-mastery. It is allowing emotions to rule decisions, allowing excuses to replace effort, and allowing comfort to steal potential. When a man keeps repeating the same weak phrases, he is quietly programming himself to fail. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, and the quality of your thoughts is heard in the quality of your words." When you speak like a victim, you begin to live like one. When you speak like a disciplined man, you slowly become one. This video is not meant to insult anyone. It is meant to wake you up. Every man has said at least one of these phrases at some point. The danger is not in saying them once it is in, believing them and building your identity around them. Because the world does not change for men who complain. It changes for men who take responsibility. Today, you will learn 5 common phrases that weak-minded men repeat, often without realizing the damage they cause. More importantly, you will learn the Stoic alternatives, the words that powerful, disciplined men choose instead. These replacements are not about sounding smart. They are about training your mind to think differently. By the end of this video, you will not only recognize these phrases in others, you will catch them in yourself. And when you change your words, you change your direction. Because a Stoic man does not beg for an easier life. He builds a stronger mind. *1. That's not my fault. This single sentence has destroyed more lives than failure ever could. Most men say it casually, when they lose a job, when a relationship ends, when someone criticizes them, or when life doesn't go their way. It's not my fault. On the surface, it sounds harmless, but beneath it lives a dangerous mindset, powerlessness. Let me tell you a truth Stoics lived by. The moment you blame something outside yourself, you give away your control. A man once lost his job and said, "My boss hated me. The company is unfair. It's not my fault." Another man in the same situation said, "What did I fail to improve? What can I learn from this?" Both lost the job, but only one of them grew stronger. The first man stayed angry. He kept repeating the same story about bad luck, toxic people, unfair systems. Years passed, but nothing changed. His second man accepted pain without complaint. He rebuilt his skills, he sharpened his discipline, and he became a different man. The difference was not intelligence, it was ownership. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." A man who says "that's not my fault" is telling himself, "I am not responsible for my life." And a man who is not responsible is not powerful. Stoicism does not mean blaming yourself for everything. It means asking one simple question: what part of this is within my control? Maybe you can't control what happened, but you can control how you respond, what you learn, and how you grow. The weak man looks for excuses. The Stoic man looks for lessons. So next time something goes wrong, pause. Catch yourself before you say the old phrase. Don't say, "That's not my fault." Say instead, "What can I do better next time?" Because responsibility is not a burden, it is freedom. When you take ownership of your life, no one can control you. 2. I deserve better. This phrase sounds confident, but in reality, it is one of the most dangerous lies a man can tell himself. I deserve better. It hides behind pride, but it is powered by entitlement. A man says this when he wants success without sacrifice, respect without discipline, love without effort, rewards without responsibility. He believes the world owes him something. But Stoicism teaches the opposite. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, then do what you have to do." The world does not care what you think you deserve. It only responds to what you become. Two men want a better life. The first says, I deserve more money, more respect, more love. But he changes nothing. He keeps the same habits, the same excuses, the same comfort. The second says, I am not good enough yet. He trains harder. He studies longer. He controls his emotions. He sacrifices his comfort. One feels entitled. The other becomes worthy. The first stays frustrated. The second reasons, I deserve better, is the language of a man who refuses to evolve. Marcus Aurelius wrote, if you want to be praised, first, become worthy of praise. Life is not unfair to you. It is honest with you. It shows you exactly who you are, by the results you have. The Stoic man does not beg for rewards. He earns them, so when your mind whispers, I deserve better, stop, and replace it with the truth, I must become better. Because entitlement weakens the soul. But self-discipline builds kings. *3. That's just how I am. This sentence is not honesty. It is surrender. When a man says, that's just how I am, he is really saying, I refuse to grow. It is the favorite shield of weak men. They use it to protect bad habits, anger, laziness, arrogance, and emotional weakness. Instead of changing, they hide behind identity. A man who says this believes his flaws are permanent. But Stoicism teaches the opposite. Epictetus said, no man is free who is not master of himself. If you cannot change, you are not free. You are trapped inside your own limitations. Think of two men with the same temper. The first says, I get angry. That's just how I am. So he exploits. He damages relationships. He loses respect. And he blames the world. The second man says, this is a weakness. I must conquer. He pauses. He trains his mind. He controls his reactions. One stays a slave to emotion. The other becomes its master. Marcus Aurelius wrote, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. A man who refuses to change has already chosen his future, and it is small. Growth is painful, but regret is permanent. So the next time you feel yourself saying, that's just how I am, replace it with, I can improve. Because a man who believes he can change has already begun to win. *4. I'll start tomorrow. This is the most dangerous sentence a man can say to himself. Not because it sounds weak, but because it sounds reasonable. I'll start tomorrow. It feels safe. It feels calm. It feels like you're still in control. But in truth, this sentence is the voice of fear, dressed as patience. Every man knows what he should be doing. He knows he should wake up earlier. He knows he should train his body. He knows he should control his addictions. He knows he should chase his purpose. Yet he waits. Why? Because starting means discomfort. Starting means struggle. Starting means failure. And the ego hates failure. So the mind creates a lie. Not today, tomorrow. But tomorrow is a fantasy. It does not exist. Only now exists. Epictetus warned us. How long are you going to wait before you demand the best for yourself? A man once dreamed of becoming strong and successful. He planned. He watched videos. He talked about change. But every night, he said, I'll start tomorrow. Days became weeks. Weeks became years. And one day he realized his life had not changed at all. Another man felt the same fear. But he said, I will begin, even if I am not ready. He woke up tired. He trained while weak. He failed many times. But he kept moving. One lived in hope. The other lived in action. Marcus Aurelius wrote, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Time is not guaranteed. Youth is not permanent. Energy fades. Every time you delay, you are choosing comfort over greatness. So when your mind whispers, I'll start tomorrow, answer it with power. Now is my time. Because a Stoic man does not wait for motivation. He moves with discipline. 5. Life is unfair. This sentence is true, but it is also useless. Every man will face pain he did not choose. Rejection, betrayal, loss, failure, injustice. So yes, life is unfair, but the danger is not in knowing this. The danger is in living like a victim because of it. When a man repeats life is unfair, he is quietly saying, I am powerless, and powerlessness creates anger. Anger creates bitterness. Bitterness destroys the soul. Epictetus said, do not seek for things to happen as you wish, but wish for them to happen as they do. A man once lost everything, his job, his respect, his future. He kept saying, Why me? Life is unfair. He grew bitter. He pushed people away. He stopped trying. Another man faced the same loss, but he said, "This is my test." He suffered, but he learned. He adapted. He rebuilt. Same pain, different mindset, different destiny. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Life is not meant to be easy. It is meant to shape you. The Stoic does not beg for fairness. He builds strength, so when your heart says, "Life is unfair," replace it with, "This is my challenge." Because the man who accepts reality becomes unstoppable. Your life is shaped more by your words than by your circumstances. Every sentence you repeat becomes a belief. Every belief becomes a habit. And every habit builds your destiny. Most men think change requires luck, money, or the right moment. But Stoic philosophy teaches something deeper. Change begins the moment you take responsibility for your inner world. You cannot control the past. You cannot control other people. You cannot control what life throws at you, but you can always control how you respond. That is where your real power lives. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Every phrase we discussed today is a silent confession. They reveal whether a man is ruled by fear or guided by discipline. When you say, "That's not my fault," you surrender your power. When you say, "I deserve better," you feed entitlement. When you say, "That's just how I am," you choose stagnation. When you say, "I'll start tomorrow," you betray your future. When you say life is unfair, you chain yourself to resentment. These are not just words, they are decisions. And every day you decide who you will become. The Stoic man understands this. Life does not become easier. You become stronger. You stop waiting for comfort. You stop asking for fairness. You stop looking for permission. You act, because time is moving whether you do or not. And one day, you will look back at this moment and realize this was the turning point. This was the moment you chose growth over excuses, strength over comfort, discipline over emotion. So the next time life tries to break you, remember, you were not born to complain. You were born to conquer yourself. And when you master yourself, nothing outside you can defeat you.